My conclusion after watching 2 Twilight movies is that they're...
Hey Tyler,
Hey, Steven.
have you figured out where that music is coming from yet?
Nah, it's cool enough, but I might as well keep it around as a shtick.
Why have you called me, Tyler? I'm kind of in the middle of something important.
I got another movie for you. It's a movie about the poor being controlled by the rich.
So, a movie about the real world?
No, actually, it's much more obvious in this movie.
That doesn't sound very realistic. Might be worth looking into.
Did I mention it's an animated movie?
What?
And it's about robots. Steven?
Bring it in. Robots is a film that, in all honesty, seems like a decent enough family film. It tells a story about the poor being down on their luck, yet rising to the occasion against the oppression of the corporate scumbags controlling everything. Personally, I find it hilarious that the Muppets got media attention for having propaganda at big business, while this movie had pretty much the same thing. The film starts off in a robot town that basically looks like the average homey town of a human world, just modified for robots. The first character we meet is Herb Copperbottom, an enthusiastic, expecting parent.
I'm gonna be a dad! I just talked to my wife. My baby's gonna be delivered any minute. Hey, get out of the way! Hey, I'm gonna be a dad! I'm here! I'm here! I'm here!
Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. You missed the delivery. But it's okay. Making the baby's the fun part.
Sex joke already? Wonder why for a way to start a kids movie. But that line was a pretty good double entendre. Building robots and continuing to upgrade them as they grow is an interesting way to make them age. How else would they reproduce or grow?
Rodney Copperbottom.
What's that extra piece?
Oh no, they always put in an extra... We did want a boy, right? This won't hurt a bit, son.
Good God! So, despite being a robot, the parents still have to put up with it as if it were a normal human baby. Diapers, crying, and the like. Why can't this movie take place in the real world again? Because human babies aren't considerate enough to come with volume control. Of course.
As their son Rodney grows up, he becomes a fan of a robot known as Bigwell, who is both a rich owner of a company, but a wonderful role model as well, and is famous as Oprah.
Good morning, Tim.
Good morning, Mr. Bigwell, sir.
Tim, who closed the front gate? Shutting this gate means shutting out fresh ideas. You see, every day robots come here from hither and yon, bringing us new ideas. And I listen to every single one of them.
So taking a page from Bigwell's book,
See a need, fill a need.
the need to be filled by Rodney takes form to help his father, who is a dishwasher. I can't watch this without questioning. Why is it that in a world of robots, they have to invent sub-robots to do their work for them? Again, why isn't this movie just about people?
I think the better question is, why do you still even care? I mean, obviously the creators of Ice Age don't care.
Wonderbot, go to work.
This invention called Wonderbot works very efficiently, gracefully even, until...
Mr. Gunk, please, you're making it nervous.
I'll stop it.
No!
So Rodney gets fired and decides that he wants to go to Robot City to try to work for Mr. Bigwell. His parents track him down.
I told you I'd find him. It's a mother's instinct.
Instinct? He left us a note. I'm leaving. I'll be at the train station.
His mom does not want him to leave at all.
Robot City? You're just a kid!
What are you talking about? There's a graduation scene. Rodney's an adult now. The father, however, outweighs the mother with the power of inspirational speech.
Rodney, Did you know that when I was your age, I wanted to be a musician? I played pretty well. I've always said to myself, if I could do it over again, I would follow my dream. You've got greatness in you, Rodney. Never doubt it. You go to Robot City. You go meet Big Weld, and you show him your big ideas. And Rodney, never, never give up.
That was beautiful. Don't look at me.
Tyler.
I said don't look at me!
We also get our first look at the comedic relief robot Fender, played by Robin Williams.
Industrial.
Perfect. That'll be $50.
$50 for what?
A beautiful picture of your first moment in Robot City. There, I've captured your second moment. That's another $50. Integrate inside of you is a fashion model just waiting to throw up.
Rodney gets out of Dodge, and then something awesome finally happens. The everyday transportation takes the form of the most dangerous Rube Goldberg device ever created.
Just stick with me, kid. I know this town like the back of my hand. Hey, that's new.
Rodney walks up to the door of Big Weld Industries and sees Tim, the doorman.
Well, hey, Tim. Who closed the gate?
It's never supposed to be.
Yeah, okay, what do you want?
I wonder if this is how Nostalgia Critic feels every time someone wants him to say bat credit card.
A bad credit card! I'm an inventor.
Oh, why didn't you say so? Stand back. What? I gotcha. You see, because you were all excited. And then boom! All right, I had my laugh. Go on in. Oh, you really think I'm going to let you in? But I'm not. Sorry, kid. Nobody gets in. Company rules.
Well, then how do they hire new inventors?
They don't. Those days are over. My advice, come back 2 years ago. Then the job is yours.
Hello? You remember that character Tim, the doorman?
Vaguely, why?
Well, we're watching the movie. He just shut Rodney out of Big Weld Industries twice and laughed at him for it.
So, you're saying this Tim character is a dick?
Yeah.
What the hell? I mean, what is this guy doing? He is destroying all of our reputation. I can't believe...
Zoom into the headquarters of Big Weld Industries, where Big Weld was giving a speech.
So remember, whether a bot is made of new parts, old parts, or spare parts, you can shine no matter what you're made of.
My goodness, what a remarkable legacy. Concern for the common robot.
Psych, just the scumbag corporate America, I mean a bunch of robot executives.
What's our big ticket item? Upgrades, people, upgrades!
You know, as obviously hateable and evil as Ratchet is, I approve his use of Eye and the Tiger in that ad. Except for the fact that is completely the wrong type of montage that Eye of the Tiger is supposed to be set to. One executive brings up a really good point.
I'm just wondering, why would robots buy new upgrades if parts are so much cheaper?
Oh, right. Well, that's easy, because as of today, we are no longer making spare parts. Do you know what I call robots who can't afford upgrades? Scrap metal.
Okay, so he has openly admitted that he hates poor people and has made a business decision that will kill them. How is this possible?
Meanwhile, Rodney flies up on Wonderbot's coattails to get into the boardroom. And is quickly kicked out and magnetized.
Huh?
Well, that bites.
That really bites.
Okay, no. That stuff would fly after him for maybe a little bit, but magnetism does not work that way. It would wear off at a distance.
Next, we cut to the chop shop, a place where old robotic equipment is melted down and turned into Ratchet's upgrades. Evil? Yeah, pretty much. Hey, but at least they're recycling.
Huh, look who's here.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, sweetie. How's my boy?
Great! I did just what you told me.
He's letting his mom run the company. That's pathetic.
You know what else is pathetic? They're going to take control of the company by murdering Big Weld.
That's dark.
I know. Following that, Rodney gets his foot jacked by Fender, who apparently doesn't recognize Rodney for a second.
If I seem to be getting smaller, it's because I'm leaving!
Foot don't fair me now. Stop! Hey, you got my foot!
Yes, I know putting ballet music to a scene like this is a pretty cheap joke. But the movie's doing it, not me. Fender loses his head in the scuffle, and Rodney offers to help him reattach it, the robot equivalent of breaking a mugger's leg and then calling an ambulance for him.
When Rodney returns to look for Wonderbot, we are introduced to Fender's fellow scavengers, Piper, Crank, and Lug. The robots are down on their luck, deemed outmodes, because they cannot afford the upgrades on the market, and thanks to Ratchet, that's all that's left.
Now, you think Ratchet's business decision would be bad enough in cleansing Robot City of these so-called outmodes. But it gets worse. They have the sweepers.
Well, if you're in out mode, like Fender.
Hey.
They sweep you up and take you to the chop shop.
Where they melt you down and turn you into something else.
You mean...
Yep.
Since Rodney has nowhere to stay, the scavengers let him stay at their house with Aunt Fanny.
Why is she called Aunt Fanny?
Couldn't call her Aunt Booty.
Now, as tempted as I am to make a drinking game regarding how many butt jokes there are in this movie, I would advise against that. Because there are way too many in this next few seconds.
I'm Rodney Big Bottom. No, I'm Rodney Copper Bottom.
What happened to your friend?
He's been rear-ended.
Hey, kids, get a load of this.
Now back on Ratchet's business plan of no longer making spare parts. Wouldn't the general public, the outmodes, be heavily against it?
There should be an angry mob out there. What the?
Oh, that was great, psychic friend. Now say, money should be falling from the sky. Say it.
Funny enough, word of Rodney fixing Fender has spread, and now he is looked to as the savior.
Who wants to get fixed?
This is a huge hit with the locals, which I should mention is bad for Ratchet and his mother.
Someone is repairing outmodes, and they are laughing at you. What about tomorrow when everybody gets the idea this is okay? We can fix ourselves. We don't need upgrades. We want Big Weld. Then what happens to you?
However, things take a turn for the worse when Rodney gets a letter telling him that his dad is in trouble.
His father's got one foot in the junkyard, and if they can't find new parts for him, he's only got a few miles left.
That doesn't make a whole lot of sense regarding robots. Not having a foot could prove bad financially, as he wouldn't be able to go to work, but dying from not having a foot?
So they finally decide that they have to find Big Weld. According to a guy earlier in the movie, Big Weld never misses out on the Big Weld ball held every year. I'm so glad that guy was there to give us a convenient plot point. We should give him something like a gift. Whatever happened to him? Oh.
So they disguise themselves in ridiculous junk to sneak in to see Big Weld.
Who unfortunately is unable to attend.
What have you done with Big Weld?
Rodney, what was the point in sneaking in if you were just gonna blow your cover like that?
How come we don't see him anymore, huh?
It's a conspiracy, man. They've got sweepers in the streets mowing us down until only upgrade robots remain, man.
Really?
Yeah. Haven't you been watching the movie? It pretty much did go down like that.
Wow. I guess the hippies are a bit more credible than I thought. We should listen to them more often. In fact, I'll start that right now.
Oh. Not like that!
Take him for a drive. And bring me back his exact weight in paper clips.
The female executive, Cappy, saves Rodney out of sympathy and gets him out of the party.
Get moving!
What? What are you doing?
Saving your life.
Come on. Hey, Tim! I'd like to see Mr. Bigwell!
Doing it!
My, I do love reverse psychology. Oh, and amidst all this, Fender's kidnapped by a sweeper, taken to the chop shop, loses his legs, and transforms into a woman after he finds a replacement.
This is so wrong. This is so wrong.
If I drank, this would be the reason why.
Rodney won't give up on his search for Bigwell, so Cappy reluctantly takes him to Bigwell's house. Inside, they see a domino set up just like on the old television show.
Why are they so dusty?
Wait, don't!
Who's the king of the beach?
For how unrealistic that was, and how pointless that was a pretty badass entrance.
Given that Rodney is his biggest fan, Bigwell must have some inspiring words for the young robot.
Give up.
What? Okay, this is another thing that demands a question. If Bigwell is alive and well at his house, well, why is he just at his house? Why isn't he out running his company? Madam Gasket and Ratchet have both acknowledged that if Bigwell came back, he would completely ruin them. So why?
To me, having the company was all about making life better. With Ratchet, it was making money that came first. I became old-fashioned, an outmode.
This reminds me of the downfall of the soda. The man of the old knew how to make sweet and savory tastes so people can enjoy what they created. It was beautiful. They cared about their product. But was it enough? No! It wasn't enough. The sodas became corporate. They only cared about one thing, which was money. They replaced the sweetness of real sugar for a cheaper thing called high fructose corn syrup. It wasn't the same. It became much more dull. It wasn't right. But we still buy it in the 12 packs. What have we become?
A quick guilt trip from Rodney.
All I ever wanted was to grow up to be like him.
And we're on our way with the plot. He calls his parents and regrettingly tells them he's coming home a failure.
A dream that you don't fight for can haunt you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, Dad.
It's up to you, son.
Your father loves you very much.
I know.
With our friends and family plan, you can talk to him 500 minutes a month, free nights and weekends.
Too soon, phone.
What if he called like a robot sex line? There'd be so much blackmail.
Who would call a robot sex line on a payphone? Wait, then again, are all robot phones alive like that? Do robots even have a sex line? Am I thinking way too hard about this? Female Fender runs over and tells the gang what's going on at Madame Gasket's chop shop and that Ratchet is behind it all, as if they hadn't already figured it out. So Rodney rallies everybody and even Bigwell makes a triumphant return.
I'm going in with you.
Then Bigwell pulls the recycled line card.
Why are you gonna help us?
Oh, because I want to grow up to be like you.
And it makes absolutely no sense.
So they take Big Weld's fancy car up to the front door of Big Weld Industries. Now that Big Weld is publicly reclaiming his company, there's no way Ratchet can get away with murdering him now. There's a lobby full of witnesses.
Big Weld, sir! Big Weld, sir!
You're fired!
Fired? On what grounds? This company's never been more profitable.
Drop it, smart. Now get out!
That's right, Ratchet. Your shiny new upgrades cannot outshine the brightness of all-American justice.
What are you doing?
Getting caught up in the moment.
Sure enough, it does look like Ratchet is done for.
Take that fish to the chop shop and put my name on this parking space.
What? But the lobby witnesses, they saw him go in. You are an idiot, Ratchet.
Happy and you know it, clap your hands.
No. Stop it, movie. You are distracting us with a cheap joke just to make us forget how unrealistic this chase scene is. But we will not be fooled.
That's it. Game over.
The game is not over. They want us to upgrade? Then let's upgrade.
No, Rodney, you can't do this. That's what Ratchet wants you to do. Don't you remember what Big Weld said in the beginning of the movie?
You can shine no matter what you're made of.
No, they're just building themselves into fighting machines for the war against Madame Gasket.
Who are these losers?
We, sir.
I'm a woman.
Ouch.
I know I haven't brought this up until now, but Madame Gasket is played by Jim Broadbent. And I'm honestly not sure why. There are actresses out there who are willing to play less than attractive villainesses, like Pat Carroll or Pat Carroll. Really, Disney, that is just low.
Despite Fender channeling Braveheart, they are, of course, hopelessly outnumbered.
Did I miss the butt whooping?
No?
Matter of fact, you're a little bit early.
Convenient. Was she even in on the plan? Did she even know that they were going to battle? Can this get any more ridiculous?
You just had to ask, didn't you? Let's wrap this up, alright. They save Big Weld, Gasket is melted, and Ratchet is symbolically stripped of his upgrades and left to hang with his father.
My upgrades!
Now I know what you're thinking. You're reviewing the movie, how could you possibly leave out an important character like his father? Because his father's not an important character. Look at him. He just hangs there.
Rodney returns to his hometown as a hero, bringing Big Weld with him to meet his father, where Big Weld makes an announcement.
That your son, Rodney, the man who got me off my big titanium tuchus, is now my right-hand bot and my eventual successor.
Son. Dad, I know you kind of felt bad when I was growing up that you couldn't give me a lot of stuff. But you gave me the most important thing. You believed in me.
From the second you were born.
Just wait till he hears the funny stories Dad has to tell him about the day he was born.
Since we apparently need a bigger ending than that, Rodney brings up the dead subplot of his dad's long-lost dream of being a musician. Herb puts it best as to how it starts off.
I'm a little rusty.
Well, there goes our happy ending.
Yo, it's a fusion of jazz and funk. It's called junk.
But the scene goes on and it develops into a wild dance party.
Get up off that thing and shake the roof, you better. Get up off that thing and shake the say it now.
And that guy Tim gets what's coming to him.
I was on the list. Don't you know who I am? Like, what?
Speaking of Ty, I wonder how Tim's actually doing right now.
Oh yeah, should check on that, shouldn't we?
He is destroying everything all Tims have ever stood for.
Still swinging.
This is
Tim.
What?
Take it easy. Take it easy. We got him, okay? That Tim got what he was due.
Oh, well that's really too bad. I was looking forward to hunting him down.
See ya, man. So now that it's over, what'd you think?
Can't say it's a bad movie.
While Robots picks a questionable medium to tell a story of poor people rising up against the rich, this medium being an animated comedy about robots isn't terrible. I laughed at some of the jokes, even if they were a little sophomoric. But this is a film that degraded as I got a bit older. It relies a lot on said sophomoric humor, pop culture references, and Robin Williams. I wouldn't go so far as to recommend this film, but it's pretty harmless, and I don't have much to say against it. Not to mention that it was the first movie in theaters to house a trailer of Star Wars Episode 3. I'd say that gives it bonus points already. However, there is one pretty gaping plot hole. How is it that Ratchet can have such a totalitarian hold over Robot City? How can even common robots know about the sweepers, know that robots are getting captured and melted down every day, and nobody is calling it out? And what's more, it was stated that Bigwell could just come back, take the company, and that would be the end of it, just as long as they didn't kill him or anything. Which, of course, fell apart in the movie, but that's not the point. The most logical solution I can think of for this plot hole is it's an animated movie about robots, and the creators of Ice Age that made this movie clearly didn't care all that much. I guess this is why the Muppets got a lot of media attention as propaganda against big business. It took place more or less in the real world. Something that doesn't have enough realism and it couldn't possibly be taken seriously as propaganda against big business.
How bad can I be? I'm just building the economy. How bad can I be? Just look at me petting this puppy.
To old soda.